Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to the Retired Guy's Garage. It has been a while that is warm. There? Okay, that's true. It has been a hot minute since I've made a video, and I do apologize. However, life got in the way, but I'm back, and I'm probably gonna make. Oh, I got projects out the wazoo hanging out, waiting in the wings. So I've got plenty of content coming out in the next few weeks. And not only that, I've gone from semi-retired to mostly retired. And I really like it, not gonna lie. Not a decision I made lightly. I won't dwell on this too much, but certainly not a decision I took lightly. However, as most of you know, if you've seen the previous videos, you've seen me in the leg brace, the knee brace, and the mobilizer, and the knee injury certainly accelerated the change in work status, and I'll leave it at that. But just leaves me more time to hang out with y'all and make some videos. And at the end of the day, I really hope you're enjoying them. But what do we got going on today? So, first project is we've got a wiper motor going bad on the Dodge. Took the RV out to where was it? Gainesville last weekend for the kids to use, and went through some absolutely torrential rain out toward that direction, and it was no fun because I had it on high and it was barely moving, and it was crazy. So we got to get a wiper motor in this. We got a couple projects on the Honda we need to get done. That's going to be another one. What do we got going on then on the Honda? So I bought some new headlight assemblies for it, and that's going to be fun. No, it's not. Because in order to change out the headlight assemblies, the bumper has to be at least loosened, possibly taken off altogether. So, like I said, fun? No, not so much. But I'm going to hold off on doing that because I didn't think about it when I ordered the headlight assemblies, but I want to go ahead and replace the headlight bulbs as well. I'm just going to do it all at one time. Headlight bulbs should be here tomorrow. Today's Saturday. What is today? Saturday, April 19th, if anybody's curious. So yeah, it's been almost a month since I put out a video, and I feel bad about that. I've got and now that I'm mostly retired and able to make my own schedule, so to speak, hopefully we'll be a lot more consistent with the videos. But back on what we need to do with the Honda. So waiting for the headlight bulbs on that. Those will be here tomorrow, so I can do it all at one time. And we also need to put an air conditioning compressor in the Honda, because you know what? This is Georgia, and it's blazing hot down here. And we went all last summer, and now part of the spring this year with no air conditioning, and I'm not doing that anymore. So this guy's getting too old to be riding around with no air conditioning in the Georgia heat. So what else we got going on? So yes, golf cart. Golf cart will be after the hunt. Will be somewhere in the mix. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on when. But the golf cart, we're going to strip it down. Got to find out why it doesn't run. So we've got a motor to replace, we've got a controller to replace, and a solenoid to replace if need be. But we're going to pull the body off of it, strip it down to the frame, clean it, get it ready to put back together, because we've got, if you've seen the previous video on that, when I did the M-Core and the batteries, you know that we are going to strip it down and rebuild it from the frame up with a new body, well, new used body, because as y'all know, I do stuff on a budget. So I paid, I think, $10 for a body for this thing, real nice body, a Phantom body. So yeah, so that's going to be in there too, and we're really going to need that because we're going camping for the Memorial Day weekend. Labor Day, wow. We're going camping for Memorial Day weekend, and I want to be able to have that finished up and refurbished so we can take it with us. So that's probably next on the list after the wiper motor. And for any of you all that are interested, like I said, this is April 19th. If you would like to see me, if any of you are interested and are in the Georgia area, I will be, where am I going to be? Next week, I will be at the Law Enforcement Memorial Ride, the Cops Ride, motorcycle ride down in Macon, at Macon Harley-Davidson, I believe the name of it is. I'm not positive on that, but it's a Harley-Davidson dealer right in Macon. So I will be there starting at 9 o'clock on next Saturday. If any of y'all are there, feel free to come by and say hello. I'd love to talk to you. And what else we got going on? Where else am I going to be? Where am I going to be? Oh, yes, on May 3rd, I will be going to Calhoun, Georgia. I will be taking a truck from the lot. They're having a truck show up there at the Calhoun Airport. It's being sponsored by Bonehead Truckers. So I'm actually hoping to meet Ike Stevens when I get up there. Hopefully, he did say he was going to be there. It's a benefit, another benefit show for a truck driver, a local truck driver that's having some medical problems. I believe is what it's for. Anyway, happy to go up there and support that. So I will be there starting at 9 o'clock as well on May 3rd at the Calhoun Airport. As again, I'll be, what am I going to have? I will have a 2001 Fire Engine Red Kenworth. I'll be driving and showing a Fire Engine Red Kenworth T800 sleeper truck. So look for me there, and that's where I'll be. But for right now, without any further ado, let's get going on this wiper motor. You know the old days, it used to be where, pop the hood open and that wiper motor was right there. You unbolted a couple of bolts, pulled the motor down, unbolted the bolt, unbolted the wiper transmission from the motor, or stuck the new one in and bolted it all back together. You're done in about 10 minutes. Not so much on this one. On this one, all that plastic cowling behind the hood area has got to come out, and the motor's sitting inside the cowl. So there was 2 torque screws I've already taken out, one on each corner. I'll let you know what tool that was. I think it was a T20 Torx screws, one on each corner. Got to take the wiper blades off. That's a very simple process. All you do, which I'm not going to be able to reach, is pick the wiper blade up. Don't do that because you'll crack your windshield. Not good. And I'm going to need a step because I'm short and I won't be able to reach that. So let me get that and I'll be right back. So I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but I'm just going to show you what you need to do with the one I already took off. So there's a little spring-loaded clip that holds the wiper arm onto the wiper transmission or wiper pivot. And don't worry about where you took it off. It is notched and will only go in one direction. And there's that little clip that holds everything together. So let me get that other one off, get the hood open, and we'll get under there and start inside there. So you got about, I don't know, there's 5 or 6 of these little push clips that hold this piece on. So the wiper motor is going to be located right behind here. So we'll get these push clips off. If you don't have one of these tools, it's a good investment. Even with the tool, you do run the risk of breaking these clips. They're just not built for a lot of reuses, but I've never had this apart, so hopefully I won't break too many of them. I do have some replacements if I need them. Alright, I'm going to get a screwdriver and get the screw that I used to hold the catch can down. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check that one out. The oil catch can installation from, oh boy, that one was a while ago. Not gonna lie. Alright, and I didn't think I needed to take this off, but it looks like I do. Because this cowl piece actually splits in two pieces, but it's held together by this thing. By this little piece of insulation material. I'm sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second. You'll get old someday. Yeah, it looks like I missed a clip too. I sure did. And that one's never to be seen again. Sounds like it hit the ground. I hope it did. Alright, so we can take this off. We'll set that aside. Pop this weather seal off. Now, what are the odds that that's just going to pop right off of there? Slim and none. Yeah, slim and none. Not know what's holding this. Screws down there. Nope, it would not appear so. Thought maybe there were some screws back here that were holding this, but I don't see any. All right, let me put you on pause for just a second and figure this out. I'll be right back. I know it won't be easy to see, and I'm not going to jostle this around too much because the windshield squirter hose is still connected, and I'm not going to take this all the way out. But what was holding it was a couple of clips that snap into the windshield cowl. The front cowl is what was holding this on, and one of them broke naturally. So that's all it was holding. It wasn't anything, there wasn't any more bolts or anything like that. So I kind of heave-hoed this thing out of here, and that's probably what broke this clip. It looks like all you need to do is kind of slide it up a little bit before you try to pull it out and disengage the notch from the windshield cowl. So yeah, so that's that. All right, so let's get back into this. So there's 3 bolts that hold the motor on. I know you won't be able to see it, but there's 1 bolt down on that bolts it into the cowl, and then there's 2 bolts right here that bolt it to the bottom of the cross brace bar. So let me get those out, and it's just 1 plug right here, very easy snap clip. Just push down on that piece right there, and it'll come right out for you. So, all right, this one looks like a 10, and looks like all 10s actually. So let me get a 10mm socket. We'll get those buzzed out, and we'll get the new one in. So I am having a devil of a time getting this arm off of this ball socket right here. So I popped it off on the other end, on the wiper transmission end, and I'll put it over on the bench and work on it a little bit. I did spray some lubricant in there to try and free that up a little bit, but I'm not quite sure why that won't come off of there. Should pop right off, just like the top one did. Basically, all you got to do is get a screwdriver in there, and then this arm popped right off. This arm's on the top here. Popped right off, and then this one's being a booger. So I'll put this one on the bench and figure out how I'm going to get that one off. But took the 3 screws out, and this popped right out from underneath it. So me a few seconds to get this out, and we'll get the new one in. Of course, I had to pick, the hottest day, probably the year to, do this. Naturally. So anyway, so this is the new one. I got it off the old Amazon website. Going to drop a link to this below, of course. And get this seated. I'll get this first bottom bolt started first. All right, that one started. Okay, so the new motor comes with new bolts. The two bolts up here, it comes with new ones, but they've got a Phillips head screw. And even though it's not out in the weather per se, I'm going to reuse the old ones because they've got that 10mm head on them. And I just think for future, if there ever comes a time where I need to change this out again, less chance of not being able to get the bolt back out again when I need to. So we're going to go back with the original ones. Alright, got the motor bolted back in. Now we just need to put all the wiper arms and we'll plug it back in while we're here. I don't know where that went. Okay, snapped into place. Alright, now we're going to have to get this one back on. And that middle one was a booger, not going to lie. So we'll put some, we'll get some of the old PVD blaster out. And PVD blaster, if you're ever watching any of my videos and you'd like to, maybe sponsor a video or something, I'd be happy to have you, because I go through this stuff a lot. Alright, so what I ended up doing was getting a big pair of channel locks out to get this middle arm off the old wiper motor, and it was a bear, not gonna lie. So, and I just put it on upside down. Alright, gonna have to get those channel locks out again. And bring over. There we go. That's snapped on. And that's snapped on. All right. And we're back together. Now we just got to make sure it works. Stand by. Let's go turn the key on. Think it's going to work? Oh, I've got faith. Let's turn it on and see if they work. Just like brand new. And they even shut off. What a deal. Alright. Now all that's left is to get this cowl piece back in place, get it all bolted back down again, and get the wiper arms on. So, stick with me. Be right back and we'll finish this video up. Alrighty, got everything under the hood wrapped up, so the last thing is to go ahead and get the windshield wiper arms put back on. Remember, they are indexed, so maybe not. Thought they were indexed. Apparently they're not. So we just have to line them back up. You can see where they were sitting before. So just make sure you line it back up with that. A little bit further. There we go. All right. And if you want to just lay the wiper out, kind of get it lined up to where it's going to be, where you want it to be, and then just push down, that locking tab will actually move itself out of the way, and that wiper will lock right back down in place. And you won't have to fud around with it like I just did on the other side. So give them a couple pushes, make sure they're in, which they are, and that's all. All right. Let's get this wrapped up. That is going to wrap it up for this video. Like I said, this was a pretty simple job. I would say all total, I've probably worked on this an hour, I guess. So not a bad job at all. Minimal hand tools, really. Let me try that again. 10mm socket, however you choose to use it. I used it on my drill as an impact. A ratchet, screwdriver, and a pair of channel locks. And that trim removal tool, I'll tell you, that trim removal tool, you can use that for a multitude of removals, door panels, etc. You saw me use it on those Christmas tree clips. I'll tell you, without that tool, those Christmas tree clips are a pain in the behind to get out of there. So even with that tool, they're a pain. So really helps. Seriously, 4 or 5 hand tools and an hour of my time, and I got that changed out. Like I said, I got the wiper motor off of Amazon. I want to say it was $45. Of course, I'll drop a link below to it. But yeah, I don't even think it was $50, to be quite honest with you. It's been sitting here for a week or so. I just worked my last day at my old job. My last job, I just worked that on the 10th, so now it's time to get caught up on stuff I need to do. But so that thing's, I ordered it before I left, and I know for sure that it's been sitting here at least a week or so. But yeah, so in an hour of time, I've got a new motor in there, and you're all saying, wow, holy cow, it needs a wiper motor already. Well, I mean, the truck is 17 years old, and it's got 160-ish thousand, 157, 58,000 miles out. So hey, on an OE wiper motor, I'll take it. I can't even be mad. Can't even be mad about that. But I'll bet you saved yourself. If you wanted to tackle this job, I'll bet you saved yourself a couple $100 at least. At least a couple $100. That's probably a $250, $300 job at least if you were to take it someplace to get it fixed. So save yourself some money and got to do a job with your hands and learn something in the process. And I hope you did learn something. A lot of these jobs you think are impossible. Of course, this isn't the newest truck in the world. It's an '08, so not as complicated as some of the newer ones, but still fairly new, modern in truck terms. So yeah, that's the job you could easily do yourself in a morning or afternoon. And if you're in Georgia, preferably in the morning, because I'm telling you what, it's hot and it's about time. I don't even know what time it is. It's almost 2 o'clock. So yeah, it's hot and it's time for an adult beverage, I think, because I've earned it. And I still got one more video to do. So like I said, if you are interested and you'd like to come up and say hello, I'll be at the Law Enforcement Cops Memorial Ride, Concerns of Police Survivors Ride down in Macon at the Harley dealer next Saturday, starting at about 9 o'clock. I'll be there. And then on May 3rd, I'll be out at the Calhoun Airport with the Bonehead Truckers sponsored truck show out there. Car show as well. If you'd like to bring a rig, bring your truck, get on the Bonehead Truckers website and they'll direct you to the right spot to get registered for that. So I've already got one of the truck spots reserved. So like I said, I'll have a 2001 Fire Engine Red Kenworth T800 sleeper truck with me for that one. That's a really pretty truck, and it is for sale. If you're interested, I'll have some information on it. So, as always, appreciate you watching more than you'll ever know. This means a lot to me. My goodness, you know, by everybody else's standards, you know, 230. I think I'm up to 231 subscribers. I'm excited. I'm thrilled, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Closing in on 40,000 views in a little over a year. I mean, that's just amazing to me. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I was like blown away when I had 100 views. So, you know, closing in on 40,000 views, I'm thrilled. Thank you so much. Not possible without you. And I really do appreciate it. As always, catch me on socials. You know what they are. They're at the end of the video. I'm not going to waste your time with that. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, can't wait to see you on the next one. Look forward to the ones on the golf cart sitting over here to my left and that, or you know, we've gone over what we're going to do with those. So we work on a couple more videos today. So make sure you look for those coming up soon, and hope to see you soon. Until then, y'all please be safe and take care. Bye for now.